Look around you. What do you see? A world full of soft hands and weaker minds. They talk about dreams, they talk about ambition, but when it comes down to it, they crumble. They find excuses. They blame the system. They blame their parents. They blame the weather. Pathetic. Whatever it takes. This isn't a slogan you put on a t-shirt. This isn't some motivational quote for your Instagram. This is a life philosophy. This is the difference between the champion and the chump. This is the line in the sand. You want to be successful? You want to build an empire? You want freedom? Then you need to understand this. There are no days off. There are no easy routes. There is only the grind, the relentless pursuit, the absolute refusal to quit. Whatever it takes means you work when you're tired. You push when you're broken. You learn when you're ignorant. It means you sacrifice comfort. You sacrifice sleep. You sacrifice the opinions of the mediocre masses who tell you to be realistic. Realistic is for the average. Realistic is for the losers who accept their lot in life. When the alarm goes off, they hit snooze. When the obstacle appears, they turn back. When the pain hits, they surrender. That's not you. Not if you truly understand whatever it takes. It means you look at the challenge, and you don't just meet it, you dominate it, you crush it, you leave it in the dust. They'll call you obsessed. They'll call you crazy. They'll say you've changed. Good. Let them talk. While they're talking, you're building. While they're complaining, you're conquering. While they're dreaming, you're doing. This isn't about being comfortable. This isn't about being liked by everyone. This is about absolute, unyielding commitment to your vision. It's about staring down failure and saying, not today, not ever. It's about waking up every single day with one goal, to get closer to what you demand from life, no matter the cost. Are you going to be another sheep in the flock? Or are you going to be the wolf that hunts? Are you going to be the one who talks about it? Or the one who does it? The world doesn't reward wishes. It rewards action. It rewards raw, brutal, relentless effort. Relentless pursuit of goals. This isn't just a phrase. It's the bedrock of any meaningful achievement. It's the difference between those who merely exist and those who truly live, who carve their own path, who build empires from nothing. Most people, they have dreams. They have aspirations. They'll talk a good game. They'll tell you what they want to do, what they plan to do, what they hope to do. But when the alarm goes off at 5 a.m., when the market crashes, when the rejection letter arrives, when the pain sets in, they fold. They retreat into their comfortable mediocrity, clutching their excuses like a security blanket. Relentless pursuit means you don't fold. You don't retreat. You don't make excuses. It means you understand that the path to anything worthwhile is paved with obstacles, setbacks, and moments where every fiber of your being screams at you to quit. And in those moments, you dig deeper. You find a reserve you didn't know you had. You push harder. This isn't about being motivated all the time. Motivation is fleeting. This is about discipline. It's about showing up day after day, week after week, year after year, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Think about it. The average man hits a wall and stops. The champion hits a wall and finds a way around it, over it, or through it. He sees the wall not as an end, but as a test of his resolve, his ingenuity, his sheer will, and he passes that test, not because he's inherently smarter or more talented, but because he refuses to be denied. He has an unshakable belief in his objective, and he will not deviate. He is relentless. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon, but one where you must sprint every single day. The world is full of people who start strong, full of enthusiasm, full of big talk. They buy the books, they attend the seminars, they post the motivational quotes, but their fire quickly dwindles when the initial excitement wears off, when the real work begins, when the results aren't immediate. They lack the staying power, the grit, the sheer stubbornness required to see things through. They mistake initial burst for sustained effort. Relentless pursuit means you are always learning, always adapting, always refining your approach. It's not about blindly smashing your head against the same wall. It's about intelligent, persistent action. You analyze your failures, you extract the lessons, and you apply them immediately. You don't dwell on what went wrong. You focus on what you need to do next to make it right. You are a problem solver, a strategist, a perpetual motion machine in pursuit of your objective. It means you cut out the distractions, the endless scrolling, the pointless gossip, the energy-sapping relationships that don't serve your ascent. You become a surgeon with your time and your focus, excising anything that doesn't contribute to your primary mission. Because every minute wasted is a minute that could have been spent building, learning, growing. Every ounce of energy expended on trivialities is energy that could have propelled you forward. The relentless man understands that success is not an event. It's a process. It's the sum total of countless small consistent efforts, compounded over time. It's the early mornings, the late nights, the missed social events, the uncomfortable conversations, the difficult decisions. It's the willingness to be misunderstood, to be criticized, to stand alone if necessary. Because your vision, your goal, is more important than temporary comfort or fleeting validation. You are not seeking applause. You are seeking conquest, and conquest demands an unwavering, uncompromising, relentless pursuit. No excuses. Take absolute responsibility. This is where the men are separated from the boys, the winners from the whiners. Look around you. What's the most common sound you hear? The drone of excuses. I didn't have the opportunities. My parents didn't teach me. The economy is bad. My boss is unfair. I'm too tired. It's not my fault. This endless stream of pathetic justifications is the soundtrack of mediocrity. It's the language of the weak, the language of those who refuse to confront the brutal truth of their own inaction. Absolute responsibility means you own everything. Your successes, yes, but more importantly, your failures, your current position in life, your financial status, your physical condition, your relationships. It's all on you, not your government, not your upbringing, not the circumstances. Every single outcome is a direct or indirect result of your choices, your actions, or your inactions. When you truly internalize this, when you stop pointing fingers and start looking in the mirror, that's when the moment you make an excuse, you surrender control, you hand your power over to an external force. You become a victim, a passenger in your own life, buffeted by the winds of fate. And victims, my friend, do not win. They do not build empires. They do not achieve freedom. They merely exist, perpetually trapped in a cycle of blame and stagnation. They are waiting for someone else to fix their problems, for a handout, for a miracle. And the miracle never comes because miracles are made by men who take responsibility. This isn't about guilt, it's about empowerment. When you accept that you are the architect of your own destiny, you unlock the ability to change it. If it's your fault, then you can fix it. If it's someone else's fault, you're helpless. Which do you prefer? The illusion of comfort that comes with blaming others, or the raw, undeniable power that comes with owning your situation and charting a new course? The world doesn't care about your excuses. Your bank account doesn't care. Your health doesn't care. Your goals certainly don't care. They demand results, and results are born from action, not from elaborate narratives about why you couldn't act. Every time you catch yourself formulating an excuse, stop, interrogate that thought. Is it true, or is it just a convenient way to avoid the discomfort of effort, the fear of failure, the pain of discipline? Taking absolute responsibility means you are proactive, not reactive. You anticipate problems, you seek solutions, and you execute. You don't wait for permission. You don't wait for perfect conditions. You understand that perfection is a myth, an excuse in disguise. You operate in the real world, where things are messy, where resources are limited, and where the only constant is change. And in that world, the man who takes responsibility is the man who adapts, who innovates, who dominates. It's a harsh truth, but a liberating one. Your life is a reflection of your standards, and your standards are a reflection of the level of responsibility you're willing to accept. If your life isn't where you want it to be, it's not because the world is against you. It's because you haven't taken enough responsibility for it. You haven't pushed hard enough, learned enough, sacrificed enough. Stop looking for external validation or external solutions. Look within. The power to change your life resides there, and it's activated the moment you utter those three powerful words. Fault. I'll fix it. Sacrifice comfort for success. This is a fundamental truth that the weak refuse to acknowledge. They cling to their comfort like a drowning man to a life raft, never realizing that the raft itself is keeping them from swimming to shore. Comfort is the enemy of progress. It's a seductive whisper that tells you to stay in bed, to avoid the difficult conversation, to postpone the hard work, to settle for less. And if you listen to that whisper, you will die a comfortable, mediocre death. Success, true success, the kind that changes your lineage and builds an empire, is not found in soft beds and easy chairs. It's forged in the crucible of discomfort. It demands a price, and that price is almost always the sacrifice of what feels good in the moment, for what will be truly great in the future. This means sacrificing sleep when others are dreaming. It means sacrificing leisure when others are relaxing. It means sacrificing instant gratification for delayed, massive reward. Think about the men who have truly achieved something. Do you imagine them lounging around, waiting for inspiration to strike? No, you imagine them grinding, working, pushing past the point of exhaustion, facing down fear and doubt, all while the comfortable masses are distracted by fleeting pleasures. They understand that the temporary pain of discipline far outweighs the permanent pain of regret. They choose the cold shower over the warm bath, the early morning run over the extra hour of sleep, the difficult truth over the comforting lie. The masses are addicted to comfort. They want everything handed to them. They want the results without the effort, the physique without the gym, the wealth without the risk. They want to feel good all the time, and any deviation from that feeling is met with resistance, complaint, and ultimately, surrender. This addiction to comfort is a disease, a mental weakness that ensures they remain stuck, perpetually dreaming, but never doing. Sacrificing comfort isn't just about physical discomfort. It's about mental and emotional discomfort, too. It's about having the difficult conversations, confronting your own weaknesses, facing rejection, enduring criticism, and pushing through self-doubt. It's about stepping into the unknown, taking risks that scare you, and embracing the uncertainty that comes with growth. The comfortable man avoids all of this. He stays in his safe little bubble, and his bubble never. Every choice you make, every single day, is either a step towards comfort, or a step towards success. When the alarm rings, do you hit snooze and embrace the warmth of your bed, or do you leap out and attack the day? When a challenging task presents itself, do you procrastinate and seek distraction, or do you lean into the difficulty and conquer it? These small, seemingly insignificant choices accumulate, defining your trajectory. They determine whether you become a champion, or just another casualty of comfort. The man who sacrifices comfort understands that true freedom isn't found in ease, but in power. And power is built through discipline, through resilience, through the willingness to endure what others cannot or will not. He knows that the temporary pain of sacrifice is a small price to pay for the ultimate reward, a life lived on his own terms, unconstrained by limitations, built by his own hands, forged in the fires of his own relentless effort. He doesn't seek comfort, he seeks conquest, and conquest demands that you leave comfort far behind. In the dust of your relentless advance, dominate challenges, don't just meet them. This is a critical distinction that separates the truly powerful from the perpetually mediocre. Most people, when faced with an obstacle, aim to merely get through it. They want to survive, to pass, to scrape by. They see a challenge as something to be endured, a hurdle to be cleared with minimal effort. This mindset is a recipe for stagnation, for a life lived on the defensive, always reacting, never truly creating. To dominate a challenge means, you don't just overcome it, you obliterate it. You don't just solve the problem, you ensure it never arises again. Or you build a system so robust that future similar problems are rendered insignificant. It's not enough to simply pass the test. You aim to ace it, to set a new standard, to leave no doubt about your capabilities. This is the mentality of a predator, not prey. A predator doesn't just catch enough to eat. He hunts with such efficiency and power that his position is undisputed. When you merely meet a challenge, you leave yourself vulnerable. You might have gotten by this time, but the next time, or a slightly different version of the same challenge, could break you. You haven't built resilience. You haven't developed true mastery, and you haven't truly learned. You've just survived, and survival without growth is a slow death. The world is too competitive, too brutal, to simply survive. You must thrive. You must conquer. Dominating a challenge requires an aggressive mindset. It means you approach every obstacle with the intent to not just overcome it, but to extract every possible lesson, every ounce of strength, every strategic advantage from the encounter. You don't just push back, you push through, and then you keep pushing, extending your lead, solidifying your position. You turn every perceived weakness into a strength, every setback into a springboard. This applies to every facet of your life. In business, it's not enough to meet your sales targets. You shatter them. You don't just satisfy your clients, you amaze them, making them advocates for your work. In your physical training, it's not enough to complete the workout. You push past your perceived limits, adding more weight, more reps, more intensity. In your personal development, it's not enough to acknowledge a flaw. You systematically dismantle it, replacing it with an unbreakable strength. The man who dominates understands that challenges are opportunities in disguise. They are opportunities to prove himself, to grow stronger, to learn more, to separate himself from the herd. While others are complaining about the difficulty, he is sharpening his tools, devising his strategy, and preparing for the assault. He doesn't fear the challenge, he welcomes it because
because he knows it's through these trials that true power is forged. This mindset cultivates an unstoppable momentum. Each challenge dominated builds confidence, hones skills, and reinforces the belief that you are capable of anything. It creates a ripple effect, where your success in one area spills over into others. You become a force of nature, an individual who doesn't just adapt to circumstances, but actively shapes them. You don't wait for things to happen, you make them happen. You don't just participate, you lead. You don't just compete, you dominate. This is the path to true mastery, to unparalleled success, to a life lived on your absolute terms. It's not about being comfortable, it's about being powerful. Ignore the opinions of the mediocre. This is a crucial lesson, one that separates the aspiring champion from the perpetually stuck. The world is full of noise, a constant hum of advice, criticism, and unsolicited opinions, mostly from people who have achieved absolutely nothing of significance. They will tell you why your dreams are too big, why your methods are too extreme, why you should be realistic. They will project their own fears, their own limitations, their own failures onto you. And if you listen to them, you will become just like them. Another voice in the chorus of average. The mediocre are comfortable in their mediocrity. They resent anyone who dares to break free from the herd, anyone who strives for something greater. Your ambition, your discipline, your relentless pursuit of success, it all makes them uncomfortable. It highlights their own inaction, their own compromises, their own lack of courage, so they will try to pull you back down to their level. They'll call you crazy, obsessed, selfish. They'll tell you to slow down, to enjoy life, to be content with what you have. This is not out of malice, necessarily, but out of their own fear
and insecurity.
They cannot comprehend a life lived on your terms, because they have never dared to live one themselves. Your vision is yours alone. It was born in your mind, fueled by your desires, and it will be built by your hands. No one else can see it with the clarity you possess. No one else understands the sacrifices you are willing to make, and therefore no one else's opinion matters when it comes to the pursuit of that vision. The only opinions that hold any weight are those of mentors, who have achieved what you aspire to, or those who are actively in the arena, fighting their own battles. Everyone else is just background noise. The moment you start seeking validation from the crowd, you lose your way. You begin to tailor your actions, your goals, your very being, to fit their narrow expectations. You become a pleaser, not a conqueror. You dilute your power, compromise your principles, and ultimately betray your own potential. The path to greatness is often a lonely one, precisely because so few are willing to walk it, and those who do walk it must develop an impenetrable shield against the negativity and doubt of the masses. Understand this. The people who criticize you the most are often the ones doing the least. They are spectators, not players. They sit on the sidelines, comfortable in their anonymity, throwing stones at those brave enough to step onto the field. Their words are cheap, their advice worthless, because they have no skin in the game. They haven't risked anything, built anything, or truly failed at anything significant. Why would you ever take advice from someone who hasn't achieved what you want to achieve? Develop the ability to filter. Let the praise of the few who understand fuel you, and let the criticism of the many who don't wash over you like water off a duck's back. Your focus must be laser sharp on your objectives. Every moment spent worrying about what others think is a moment stolen from building your empire. Every ounce of emotional energy invested in defending yourself against their small-mindedness is energy diverted from your ascent. The truly successful man does not seek popularity. He seeks power. He does not seek approval. He seeks results. He understands that the path to the top is often paved with misunderstanding and isolation, but at the summit the air is clear, the view is unparalleled, and the only voices you hear are the echoes of your own triumph. So silence the noise, tune out the mediocrity, and march relentlessly towards your destiny, unburdened by the opinions of those who will never understand.